Man, was I proven wrong for the co-main event. Sergei Pavlovich had lost for the second time in a row to Alexander Volkov. And I felt like it was going to be a good bounce-back fight, but these upsets happen. And Volkov fought a smart fight. He didn't rush it. He didn't go. And you know what? Credit to Volkov, because can you imagine if we saw a repeat of UFC 229 when Volkov was fighting Derek Lewis, where he's just beating it pillar to post, and then in the last minute of knockout that just finishes him? I feel like Volkov redeemed himself in that realm. But I really just felt like Pavlovich was going to be too much for Volkov. Was it winnable for Pavlovich? Yes, but here's where I really think Pavlovich went wrong, is because up until that Tom Aspinall fight, Sergei was destroying everybody in his path. Even Curtis Blaydes, who is the gatekeeper at heavyweight, he finished like it was nothing. He made it look easy, when Blaydes has always been that gatekeeper. And then he goes to Tom Aspinall, who Blaydes beat. And no one saw that knockout coming. I was super sold on the fact that we were going to have an easy interim champion and Sergei Pavlovich. But I think even he was surprised by that knockout, to the point where I see where he took accountability. Maybe we take our time a little bit more, but with a guy with Volkov, who's a methodical striker, you can't stand at kicking range with him, especially with all that length that Volkov has, because he's a tall, heavyweight. Especially, heavyweights as big as they are, someone like Volkov is just naturally just tall and big. That guy's got no body fat on him, and he's still a heavyweight. So, to see Pavlovich just kind of lose like that, I guess it's, you could see how this happened. Pavlovich wanted to take his time, wanted to take accountability, and that accountability backfired. I think had he handled it like he's handled his last opponents before the Tom Aspinall knockout, he could have probably finished it. We would have been seeing a completely different story, but it didn't go that way. Volkov proved me wrong, and hey, when my predictions are wrong, I'll stick my hand up and say I was wrong. But the one thing I just gotta be honest and take a hard stance on is I was not a fan of Pavlovich's composure afterwards. I mean, you guys were acting like you were friends and you guys had sparred a bunch of times, and that's why you guys wanted this fight. But after you lost the fight, man, I get that Sergei is probably facing the fact that his heyday is probably over at this point, and his hype train's dying down. But come on, dude, don't just shove the dude. That's a lack of class on Sergei's part. But I'm gonna throw up one more congratulations to Alexander Drago Volkov for proving us all wrong. And what's next for Pavlovich? I don't know. Maybe a fighter who's on the come up or something like that at heavyweight. But also another point, Volkov did call for a title shot, which I definitely think if you beat Pavlovich, you should probably have a title shot. But I think the entire heavyweight division needs to get over this fact. Fact, no one's facing Jon Jones except for Stipe. Jon Jones and Stipe is something the UFC is going to make for Jon Jones. Jon Jones is probably going to win that fight. And then he's going to move on. Until then, everyone's going to be fighting for the interim championship. So maybe wait till the end of the year when that Jon Jones versus Stipe fight actually happens, and then start throwing yourself in the title mix. I think it would be smart for Volkov to just take a step back, have a vacation, have some time off, congratulate himself on a time well done, maybe patch things up with Sergei Pavlovich, take the higher road. But other than that, great co-main event. And yeah, Pavlovich just, I know that you probably were like, maybe I should take my time with this next opponent because that's what costed me. Sometimes you just got to play to your strengths, and this is one of those areas. But hey, I'll see you guys on the next one. Good fight.